this is what we've become, and there's his call to action. And if you believe this world has a right to see this footage, they can make their own decision. Get this video out to everybody and demand YouTube and others stop buckling to government pressure to shut down the truth. You know, you've seen where YouTube admits, their parent company Google, the federal government, is telling them to shut down police brutality videos, shut down videos, quote, critical of the U.S. government. We are becoming the equivalent of communist China and its atrocities. And it's wrong. If we're going to criticize the Chinese for censorship, it's time to point out what's happening. So I'm throwing the gauntlet down. We're putting this up on the YouTube channel, and I'm going to have to take action because, look, the people, like Walter Cronkite said, have a right to not be manipulated and lied to. They have a right to see what's really going on in their name. And that little child in absolute horror with the whole bottom of their face blown off is just a snapshot of the millions that have been killed in these globalist wars. And it needs to stop. It needs to come to an end now. Speaking of Google censorship, we're going to get to that in a moment. But first, we have some news articles here. ABC and CBS News both cut away due to technical difficulties at the onset of the Oakland police violence. This is being reported by, well, they're admitting it. They're saying they had a glitch, a cutout. And ABC admits that they, quote, had a cutout, and so did CBS, if you believe that. Well, then, I got some disinformation to sell you. Disinformation company is actually a good outfit. They make the point that they're exposing disinformation. And then the Washington Post has coverage of the Oakland police rampage. They show a police officer petting a kitty. See, they've dehumanized humans. And that's why when the Marines were seen torturing that puppy to death, they tried to deny it was real at first and attacked yours truly a few years ago, and later admitted it was real, because kitties haven't been dehumanized yet. They haven't been, seen as simulated deaths millions of times on television. And so showing the cop petting a kitty, he's good, the humans are bad. It's all part of a puff piece. So I thought we'd go ahead and go to some footage that illustrates that this militarization of police is really what the Founding Fathers warned about and what Posse Comitatus post-Civil War warned about. That once you militarize police and once you teach them that the public is their enemy, cops are supposedly peace officers. Peace officers are guardians of the society and the culture. But military is meant to kill an enemy and break things, kill people and break things. And so when the police are militarized and mainly made up of folks who are mentally scrambled from 5, 6, 7 tours in combat, they now see the public as their enemy. And I saw an article in the Drudge Report talking about thousands of Marines on Reddit driving up the story of this young Marine, Scott Olson, being shot at point-blank range with a tear gas round that has killed people. Remember that Red Sox post game where they shot the girl for no reason in the face of the one and she died? And it talked about Marines by the thousands being angry about their brother. And I saw the comments by others saying, really? In fact, if you scroll down, I'm a Marine, and these Occupy Wall Street people are scum, and I say, kill them, basically. Well, whether they're Marine or not, everybody has the First Amendment. And we're going to show you the footage of actually what happened. So they shoot him at point-blank range with a canister you're not supposed to shoot any closer than 50 feet, and that'll still break your ribs. They shoot him with that just for fun because everybody else ran in fear when the cops pulled out the guns and had the German Shepherds, but the veterans stood right up there and said, we have a right to speak out against the corrupt banks. That's what they reportedly said. The cops said, no, you don't. Boom. Right in the face, his friend said, as reported. So he falls down, skull cracked, he's brain damaged, he might die right now. He's in critical condition, reportedly brain surgery. And the right wing's response is, kill him, he's not American. You know, people that call themselves right wing, you're not right wing, you're not left wing. You're a bootlicker of the foreign banks sucking this country dry. Now, I'm going to show you footage. People run over to help the guy with blood pouring out of his head caved in, shot with a high-powered canister at point-blank range, and the cops just coldly pull a flashbang and throw it in the crowd like it's funny. Well, don't worry. The elite are going to treat you like that too, cop. They're going to take your pension funds. They're going to shoot you up full of cancer-laden vaccine shots. You think you've hired a bunch of you psychos and now you're just going to get away with this forever? Your own masters are going to stomp you flatter than a pancake. You shouldn't be worried about us. You should be worried about your own masters who God is going to turn loose to eat your lunch. Now, good cops should repent of this and speak out against it, or it's in your name. When you don't speak out against evil, or don't care enough to say it matters, or let somebody bleed to death in the gutter, it's on you. And that's common law. About 6 years ago, a cop got run over up here on the highway and on the side of the road, on the frontage road, and people drove by for an hour and didn't help him, I guess because he was a cop, or they were intimidated by the uniform, and he bled to death. And I said that was wrong. That's a fellow human being right there. But when cops sit there and watch somebody bleeding out of their head on the ground, people come over to help them, and you attack them, my God, you people, communist Chinese don't even act like that. I mean, you are really shameful. Let's go ahead and go to this next clip.
They have guns? Huh? They have guns?
Remember, the media pulled out right before this happened. Both helicopters were told to leave, working with the cops. This is Tiananmen Square.
Bushmaster, Crazy Horse 1-8.
And this, of course, we got our YouTube channel basically shut down over this. Everybody else was allowed to show it on YouTube, and the news could show it, but we can't show you these kids being killed or shot because we put it in a true context of what it meant, actually reached out to the military and pointed out that the U.S. Army came up and tried to save the kids. Here they are killing Reuters reporters.
Clear. Coming around clear.
Roger. Trying to,
Hey, request permission to engage. Picking up the wounded.
Yeah, we're trying to get permission to engage. Come on, let us shoot.
A Bushmaster, Crazy Horse 1-8.
And here you go.
Bushmaster, Crazy Horse 1-8.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Maybe under here.
And now we get into the coffins. When I was flying back from a news event earlier this week at the Austin airport, they had a guy killed by an improvised explosive device. I guess kind of like that guy shot in the head by the tear gas canister. But that's liberty when they do that. But this guy was killed by an IUD. And here's the Oakland footage from just a few days ago. We'll cut to where it actually starts here in a moment. Peaceful guy standing up there in front of the cops. They shoot him in the head with the canister. By the way, they're removing this video off YouTube and other channels. They don't want Americans to see what actually happened, where they shoot the guy in the head, and then when people try to help him, they throw a flashbang on him. Because it's funny. They're just American roaches, and these are cops that work for bankers. See that? He's over there. They're trying to help him right there. I think we have it where we slow it down, right? Yeah, here it is. They've shot him in the head. Here comes the hand grenade.
What happened? What happened?
You got hit.
You got shot. What's your name?
What's your name?
Wake up. What's your name?
What's your name?
Shit.
Did he say
Medic!
Scott Olson was shot by police while standing still. The police fired at point-blank range, which is potentially fatal. The police shooting was unprovoked and incredibly dangerous. Well, you don't protest the banks that raped this country, okay? Besides, the cops are petting kitties. I mean, the Washington Post said so. So that's what they're doing in Oakland, according to the Washington Post. Petting cats. And you're against cats if you don't like it. Now, speaking to Google and its sub-company, YouTube, about this, and people say, oh, if you don't like YouTube, just get off of it. About half the video views in the world are on YouTube. We've reached 300 million people there in just the last couple of years. And they advertise it's free speech as long as you don't violate their rules. But then the government tells them take stuff down, so they do it. That'd be like if you go to a restaurant and it says there's something on a menu, fettuccine Alfredo, and they bring you a rotten rat. It's false advertising. You have a right to get upset about it. This is the new political commons. Okay? We built YouTube. And they've come out with their transparency report and admit all these different cases where they've been told to take stuff down by the government. By, quote, law enforcement because it shows police brutality, or in other reports because it, quote, is critical of the government. The government clicked that tab to request that something comes down. And now we have this little tidbit of news, and of course we have stories where, I mean, look at them. They just take everything down. Stuff on the Federal Reserve they don't like, they take it down. Stuff criticizing killing people, they take it down. People being shot in the head, it's taken down. We're finding our material blacklisted more and more. And now they've introduced a bill, which is to mirror the global treaty, where rogue website bill creates Chinese-style ban list. And again, I mentioned how they're saying take down stuff that contains government criticism. This is really happening in the United States. And that's why we're racing to build Infowars Nightly News and our own platform. Because we understand that the big crowds and the new people we can reach are on YouTube, but for how long? And that's why if you're a YouTube viewer or one of these other video system viewers, you need to remember Infowars.com. And even if that URL gets blocked, we'll have our information on the web. There's ways to get around it. We have the Infowars Insider email you can sign up to, where we can send you stuff even though they shut down our websites. Remember and think about how valuable this information is, and that people are going through a lot of trouble to bring you this, and don't always expect that this information is just going to be here. By the way, we have a 15-day free trial we're now offering at prisonplanet.tv. We'd offer it all free. We'd have to pay for the bandwidth, $40,000, $50,000 a month. We let each username passcode be shared with 6 different people. So it's really one membership for the price. You get one membership, and you really get 6. So it's 6 for the price of 1. We have a 15-day trial going right now. Not sure how long we'll offer that, but that's also available at prisonplanet.tv. All my films, my book, Paul Watson's book, the rant section, the daily radio TV show, the special reports, the nightly news, all one place, $5.95 a month. But right now, 15-day free trial, prisonplanet.tv. And I'm so busy covering news, I hardly even mention that or talk about it. But regardless, get our videos that we post on YouTube and everywhere else of the nightly news the day after and get them out to everybody. Mirror them on your channel. Burn them on disc. Give them to people. Because we have got to use this medium while we've got it. All right, continuing. Wow, I am almost out of time here, and I haven't even gotten to a fraction of the news that we've got to cover. Wow. You know, I'm going to come back. Let's break right here, and then let's go to the news, some of the other news, and then come back. Let's do that right now. Let's go ahead and go to break.
Ron Paul, a visionary who predicted the financial crisis, a leader with a plan to solve it. The Paul plan? Balance the budget, cut $1 trillion year 1, eliminate 5 federal bureaucracies, end the foreign wars and nation building, rein in the Federal Reserve, pay down the debt, cut taxes to create jobs. Ron Paul, a plan to restore America now.
I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.
If you believe in this information and want to support its viral spread, go to the Infowars store at Infowars.com. We've got the new G.I. Joe Infowars t-shirts. We've got the incredible Pro Pure gravity-fed filters available at Infowars.com in the store. We've got a new DVD, Scientists Under Attack, the Don't Tread on Me flag. We've got all sorts of different bumper stickers to help spread the rebellion virally. It's all there. Wristbands, citizen rule books in every order. Order online at Infowars.com today. The water filters, the canteens, it's all there. Infowars.com.